Hey guys, what's up? This is a build showcase, a quick one for my KB of clustering Hierophant. It's using the Maven wands. I got the idea from Mathel. He was playing a Warden. This is a Hierophant. Extreme photosensitivity warning. This build is a mess, and it makes a mess. So, you know, if you're sensitive, please just don't watch the video. All right, let's read on map. This is the Heritage Kinetic Blast effect. And yeah, it's the build scales the number of explosions. If you don't know how the skill works, extra projectiles do not increase the number of projectiles fired. You only ever fire one projectile. We're cheesing that out because, you know, whenever GGG gives us a rule, what do? We break that rule. So we're breaking that rule by having 4 wisps. The wisps fire like 25% of the time you attack, and then 50% against bosses and bosses and rares. And so with 11 explosions and Hierophant AoE, which is why the AoE is so dumb, we you know, we're going for maximum overlaps, whatever that actually ends up being. I have no idea, because it didn't test how many hits you get, so I don't, like, the build either does the damage or it doesn't do the damage, you know what I mean? Like, whether or not it's, you know, 10 million or 30 million only really matters if you're a content creator. And you have to, like, you know, defend your build against an army of POB guys. However, you know, the goal is kinetic blast craziness, but while using the mana scaling. KB of clustering has built-in Archmage, which is why this is an Archmage build, even though it's not a spell. There are some cool synergies with that, and then some, like, really cool, sorry about the volume, I didn't expect to drop a valuable item, otherwise I would have turned that off. I'll try to not die to this invulnerability shrine. Good, we got a Beyond boss. You guys can see the craziness when you spawn a boss. KB of clustering and KB are kind of weird. They kind of surround the boss, and I don't know if you're going to get a lot of extra hits without, like, conk effect and low AoE. And, like, I specifically designed this build to have enormous AoE. It has just shy of 3 meter kinetic blast explosion range, which is why the screen is covered in nonsense. These bosses are wisped and witnessed. In case they look super tanky, just remember that they're wisp enchanted, which is why they're taking forever to die. Alright. We did a deathless. Let's go. So, yeah, KB of clustering. You can click off the video if you just want to see the craziness. Now I'm going to explain a bunch of stuff. Deals added physical damage equal to 15% of your maximum mana. Why this is good is that the Maven wands have up to 90% fizz gained as extra, which is why you don't need int or any of the other, like, nonsense things you need to make wanding builds work. So with these two wands together and a hatred, a eternal blessing hatred, you're able to jack up to, like, I don't know, what does the POB say? Let's see, 90%, 94% extra physical. No, that's conversion plus. But it's, you know, 183% cold, 42% fire, and 94% physical. So the actual like fizz gained as extra. Like if you average this out at 25, it's 150 fizz gained as extra elemental, and then this is 190 fizz gained as extra. So without the conversion you'll be doing fizz, I'm using a Hatred Watcher's Eye, which was like ludicrously cheap. I can't believe how cheap this was. I'm using Hatred Watcher's Eye, the Eldritch passive, and Lightning Mastery to convert all of my fizz to elemental. Then we're using the most broken mastery in the game, 25% chance inverted, and a ton of penetration. As much penetration as we can find. You've got the whole Prism Weave cluster, you've got Trinity, you've got the pen on the Watcher's Eye, and I don't know if that's all the pen I have. Maybe that is. Maybe not. I'm using an energy shield per hit with attacks jewel. This is just to keep my ES up. We have instant leech and a bunch of extra ES leech, but because we have like 3.7k ES, it's like 700 leech. The ES on hit can be, depending on number of hits, it could be anywhere from like whatever our attack speed is. This will show the ES on hit right here. No, it's not showing it here. Yeah, so the 3 per hit, this is showing it as 12, but it's 3 per hit times 4.27 times 2 because your projectiles return. And then you get ES on hit based on every explosion. This build has 11 extra explosions. So you can see here, 1, 2, 3, plus 5 is math, Ryan, 8. And then on Kinetic Blast of Clustering, you have the extra 4. You don't get the extra 1 for the base projectile like you would on like a normal prod skill, so you get 11. So you've got 11 explosions times, let's do some napkin math for fun. So you got 11 explosions plus the base proj. You multiply that by 2. That's the number of hits you get per attack, and 4.27 times 3. It's not that great. It's like 300-ish ES on hit, whatever. Gives you like 1,000 ES recovery. It's fine. I am using a Glorious Vanity Doriani for Corrupted Soul. Just like hybridizes your recovery. That's a well-known interaction. I don't need to explain it. You get, sorry, I forgot about the extra projectile from Wand Mastery, and Leech Mastery, and we take the accuracy for intelligence. This build needs a lot of accuracy because Hierophant is a fused spine, and so he can't move laterally, so he doesn't have a lot of dex. Anything else? I'm using the Healthy Mind, this area, which kind of looks junky, but just trust me, it's a lot of extra mana. It's like 12% mana, and it's like 20% extra mana for those 2 nodes. I really wanted a huge mana pool. I always play Archmage builds with like 6.5k mana, and I really wanted to get to 10k. I just need 4 more levels to get this cluster, and then I think I'll probably be at 10k mana. Oh yeah, there's pen here, sorry. ADHD. It's a EO build. EO's always up. I don't like crit, suffix pressure, or something. If you want to go crit, go crit. One of the cool interactions is Mystic Bulwark. No, not Mystic Bulwark, Ryan. Prodigal Perfection. You gain 2% per spell damage per 100 maximum mana up to 40. So it's actually a 40% increased damage. Sorry, it's not a 40%. It's an 80% increased damage, 20% mana node. Because we have the automatic Crown of Eyes, double Crown of Eyes on this ability. It's a really cool ability. I think it's really good. I just think like the modifiers to number of projectiles applies to number of explosions can be a little deceptive. The tag on the gem says projectiles cannot be split. If you would like to run Sniper's Mark, because you want the 6 million damage, go ahead, but it doesn't mean you're getting any extra projectiles. So scaling Sniper's Mark effect to get a whole bunch of splits doesn't work on this version of KB. And I tested it. It doesn't appear as if those extra splits would add extra extra explosions either. So it's not as if you're gaining any of the side benefits. And believe it or not, the recovery on Poacher's Mark is pretty nice. You don't need it. It has like 2.5k mana leech and like 1,000 life leech, 1,000 ES leech, which is a suitable amount. I just like recovery on hit. It's just a thing I've been doing this league quite a bit. Am I forgetting anything else? Like a good builder who's like actually good at making builds could probably take this and get it up to like 150 million. But I'm not a good builder. Bad ideas executed poorly. So anything else I need to talk about? It's a really good Taste of Hate. It double dips on its Series Promise, which is okay. Its Series Promise really isn't that much. I'm actually using it not for the like 2 million DPS. I'm actually using it for the 35 Chaos Res. The 2 million DPS is just like a side benefit. It's just like something you get. And like, you know, having some extra chaos is nice because every once in a while you can just like clear a high energy shield mob's life without having to worry about that. We're using Untouched Soul. If you don't understand how Untouched Soul works, it gives you 48 extra mana for empty blue socket. Archmage builds tend to be the least gem starved, so I only have Blood Rage, Flame Dash, the Automation Arcane Cloak set up in a 3-link. You could give up, what does that equate out to be? You could give up like 400 mana? Yeah, like just under 400 mana and move this into the wand, move the wand into here, and then run either Empower or Enlighten. No, not Light. Enhance or Woke Enhance, Woke Empower. Either of those. I don't know which one is better. We can take a look at that. It's not going to work, so... Looks like Woke Enhance is... Let's switch to Sniper's Mark, because no one's using Poacher's Mark. Jack that up. Alright, let's see. So, you lose a little bit of mana. I don't know how I messed up the like actual mana. So this isn't actually the character I was playing, whatever. But you're gaining like it's like 800,000 DPS for rocking the enhance. Holy fuck! Put the chips away. We're using a Darkness Enthroned. There might be a better belt. I was just using this as a placeholder until I got a Mage Blood. But it's a nice way to get like a big amount of stats and a big amount of accuracy. This is a pretty sweet little gem, little 5-mod gem. You need a lot of int for these stupid wands, like 245, and you need a lot of dex because you're running the like max level mark. And I was running haste, which was, you know, it's 152 dex. Careful planning in this slot, a max roll careful planning costs nothing. And you get, you know, like 102 dexterity from it. So, you know, it's pretty sweet. This is like a tech I use on a lot of caster builds to just like cheese out the dex requirement on gear. I'm using a taming. It's fine. You have enough like ailment chance that we have a pretty. I set the shock in the POV as 10%. I think we're probably shocking a little harder than that, but like don't get baited. We could stretch out more by having the hatred instead of the haste. You can see I was actually running haste. Anything else that I need to talk about? Really? Not really. Intimidate on gloves, fizz as extra, and action speed on boots. Your helm is whatever you want it to be. I took fizz as cold because we have 80 cold res. But it can be whatever you want it to be. Eye anointed, multi-shot. I'm only running the single pierce to my rationale. Like, any time where I would need 2 pierces and 2 targets, I don't need, like, for anything that I would need the 2 pierces for, I'm already exploding the screen. Like, the wisps, the sacred wisps are going to take care of that. Maybe I should talk about wisps. You don't know how wisps works? When you hit a target with a spell, it summons a wisp. Or all wisps, I think. All wisps, maybe? Maybe it's all wisps. I don't fucking know. For the, like, 3 people still watching the video. Yeah, so you got these little whispers following you around. Those little whispers will shoot. They act like a Mirage Archer. Mirage Archer? You can see when they kind of glow like that. They're kind of like, whoop. They're like shooting out your main hand projectile, and yeah, I think it's a Mirage Archer. Mirage Archer? I never play bow builds. Yeah, Mirage. So they act like a Mirage Archer clone, and they shoot out your actual, like, wand skill. They deal, what, half, 49% of the damage you deal, but, like, as you can see in the POB with 4 wisps, your wisps are doing as much damage as you are. So it's like with the 2 wands, the wand interaction, maybe not everybody knows, but you get an extra wisp per wand. That means you have 4 of them. 4 of them shooting 50% of the time means, generally speaking, every attack you're going to get 3 of your main shots. So that's why it's acting as a DPS doubler. The whole build is a wisp build. If you get rid of the sacred wisps, you're better off just playing an int stacker. The wand itself is designed around it, and Mathel actually, like, posted in his video how, like, it wasn't good. I've enjoyed it. This build with a Headhunter would be hilarious. This build with the Mageblood would be hilarious. The Mageblood, you'd probably want to ditch the It's Promise. Personally, I wouldn't get rid of the Taste of Hate, because Taste of Hate is kind of sweet. Like, it's like, not only is it almost 20k cold max hit, but it's like almost 5k elemental max hit as well. You know, it's also like, what, like 1.5 mil or something like that. But, like, you could run like an Amethyst, and I don't fucking know. And maybe this is like a 3-pot Mageblood build. I don't know how much money that would save you. Probably not that much. It's not running Dying Sun. One of the reasons I don't run Dying Sun is because 2 explosions would be... Two explosions would be a lot more DPS. It'd be like 5 million DPS. That being said, I like a good Dying Sun is like a 5-second flask, and this build is slow as balls. Hierophants are like, they gotta be the slowest builds in the game. Like, making a Hierophant fast. That's one of the reasons why I had, like, planned for a Mageblood, because Hierophants are like I don't know, maybe that's just my broken brain, but Hierophants are fucking slow. So I didn't want to run a 5-second flask. I feel like Dying Sun is going to be up when you don't need it and down when you need it on bosses. So it's really just going to be not, like, relevant damage, which I guess, like, you know, the fact that Taste of Hate has 10 seconds, maybe there's a good chance that'll be up for the duration of the boss fight. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you guys think the build is cool. If you don't, blast me. I'm big boy, I can take it. But yeah, thanks for watching.